talk about an IPO that will be opening up for subscription on 27th of August to 29th of August. We have Premier Energies. This is a company that manufactures integrated solar cell and panel and has 5 manufacturing units in Hyderabad as well as Telangana. To talk about what should one be expecting, where are the funds going to be used from this IPO, which is a total size of 2,830 crores. We do have Chiranjeevi Singh Saluja, Managing Director at the company, as well as Adapa Srinivas, Chief Growth Officer at Premier Energies, joining in with us right now. Very good afternoon, gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining in with us. Chiranjeevi, I want to start with you. Now, first up, if you could understand, the IPO is a part OFS as well as a part fresh issue. Could you explain that who and why are we seeing an exit on the part of the OFS side, as well as what's the main utilization from the fresh issue part?
So the fresh issue is about 1,291 crores. The main purpose of the fresh issue is for setting up a greenfield 4 gigawatt each of solar cell and module manufacturing. This facility is going to come up in Hyderabad, 45 minutes from the Hyderabad airport, in a 75-acre land parcel. This is a 3,400 crore capex spend which the company is doing. The OFS is primarily consisting of around 80% of the shares being sold by the private equity fund. GEF Capital is the PE fund which had invested in the company in 2021. And then there is about 15 to 20% of OFS which is being done by me as the promoter. This is the first liquidity event for the company in 29 years. We are a 29-year-old company manufacturing solar cells and modules.
All right, gentlemen, thanks for taking us through that. This is Snehi also joining in the conversation. Could you shed some light about exports? Is that something you are looking to focus on, and what's the company's strategy when it comes to exports going ahead?
Sure. So I will perhaps take this and perhaps answer this in two folds, right? So one, we very strategically positioned ourselves as a cell player in the US, and we continue to build on it. In fact, we've tied up with a local US company as a joint venture to launch local cell manufacturing plant in the US. So it's a JV between us and a True Blue US brand called Helion, which have been operational in the US for the last 20 odd years. So that's obviously something which we look forward to hitting the ground in the coming 2 years. But having said that, what we bring to this JV is our cell expertise, the technology and the operational expertise, whereas our JV partner brings in the local ground support and the ground experience of running a plant in the US for the last 20 years. So yes, US is a key market for us, and we continue to invest in it, and we continue to tie up as we go.
Just to add what Srini said, we as a company, it's been in our DNA to always backward integrate. So not only are we growing in terms of geographical expansion to the US, we are also getting into backward integration. Today we make solar cells and modules. The raw material for solar cells is ingot and wafer. We as a company are also setting up a 2 gigawatt wafer manufacturing plant in India with an international player where we have signed up a JV agreement, and we will continue to backward integrate and add value in the total value chain.
Chiranjeevi, we just want to know, and correct me if I'm wrong, when you're looking at it, but the company in the last couple of years, like FY22, FY23, you see, was loss-making, and suddenly in FY24, we have seen it sharply turn around to the green. What really changed for the company in FY24?
Sure. I would share this with you. So we are a company, as I said, is a 29-year-old company. We have never had a loss in the 29 years except FY22. Is this because of the fact that we set up a large solar cell manufacturing line, got commissioned in FY21. It was the year of the COVID, and the lines take time to stabilize. When you set up a cell line, it takes about 2.5 years to set up a cell line and takes about 6 to 8 months to even stabilize these lines. So this was the period when we had exponentially grown our cell manufacturing, and it took about 6 to 8 months for the lines to stabilize, and that was the reason for the loss. Our lines have got fully stabilized from the last 9 months, and there is a very stable output and growth from our lines because lines are fully operational now with utilization levels of over 80%.
All right, Chiranjeev, thanks so much for breaking that down for us. That was all about FY24, but what's the outlook going ahead for FY25 now? Do you think profitability and margins, are they expected to increase further, or what kind of growth rate are you penciling in?
So I think we would refrain from any forward-looking statement. What we can talk about is that the numbers are already, demonstrated in the RHP, and we continue to, work for the best, performance for our investors, and we'll continue to do so.
Sanjeev, what I also want to know is in terms of the Indian solar module consumption market, the volume is poised to see a growth of around 40% CAGR in the next 5 years. How much of that share can you capture? Would you be able to grow faster than that 40% with respect to the top line?
So we are expanding. We have almost doubled our capacity in the last 12 months, and in the coming 36 months, we would be growing our cell capacity from 2 gigawatt to 7 gigawatt and module from 4 gigawatt to 8 gigawatt, which is almost 100% doubling from where we are today. And we will continue to make appropriate investments in line with the market demand.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us on the show. On that note, we'll let you go. So that was the management of Premier Energies joining us on.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.